Just 1 second. Hey, John.
I'm here. Howdy.
Great. We're gonna have quite a few people coming in, so I'm gonna play David for a few minutes from the annual convention while we get this thing
Okay, sounds good.
coming in here. Let's see. Me and John Part are here exactly the same. I don't know why. All right, let me go real quick. Hang on.
My wife's very nervous. It is incredibly difficult.
John, can you hear this?
I hear it fine. Yep, no problem.
Really difficult. Every year, my mother-in-law will ask me, "What do you want for Christmas?" Every year, I say to her the same thing. "I want world peace." And she'll say, that's a tall order, but I'll see what I can do. But I'm obsessed with this idea that is there a way we could get human beings to stop trying to kill each other? That's it. Really simple. How do we do that? So for years, we have been stimulating the body with light. That's how these patches work. We gently stimulate the body with light and we produce these amazing effects. But what if we could take light inside of our body? What if there was a way we could create a technology that would release light from within? Today, you're going to see that technology. This weekend marks the next generation of LifeWave. The first 20 years have all been about LifeWave technology and patches. Now we are going to expand on that. Instead of just stimulating the body with light, we are going to explore an entirely new generation of light therapy technology. So, what benefits could we expect to see from this? First thing is, this technology is an entirely new way to elevate NAD. So at least some of you know that, what that is. So NAD is a key molecule involved in age reversal. And it is an energy-carrying molecule within the cell. If we can elevate NAD, we can turn on energy production, we can reset genes to a more youthful state. The next thing that we find with this technology is that we can support healthy levels of human growth hormone, keeping us young and healthy. We can regain and build new strength, stamina, and muscle with this. And the results are really shocking about how quickly this happens. When we're ramping up energy production, we are supporting the natural healing process. And you're going to see that one of the things that we can do with this is turn on the production of collagen. And ultimately, we will use this technology to stay younger longer. So increasing NAD, supporting growth hormone levels, more strength and muscle, natural healing, and living younger longer. These are 5 new benefits that are all coming from one new machine. So today, you are going to meet our new LifeWave water technology. There is a lot of information that we're going to present. I'm going to go through some of this very quickly. So if you want to take pictures, feel free to do that. So how do we go about and create an entirely new technology surrounding water? There have been structured water products that have already been on the market for many years. We can add different types of minerals to water. We can change the surface tension of water. Is there anything else new that we could do that would be meaningful? Well, let's take a look and start at the very beginning and talk about composition of matter. So this is the periodic table. Each of the elements, you can think of it as a building block. So this is what we have to work with in the spectra of creating new materials. Let's start with something very simple. Let's start with tin. Tin is a relatively simple element. It's used in electronics, and pretty much everything that someone who is a chemist or a physicist would want to know about tin is already well known. We take tin and we combine it with oxygen in the presence of heat, and we get a tin oxide. Nothing entirely remarkable about this. It's extremely well known. But we created a device in our lab. I have multiple patents on this now. And we expose the tin and the oxygen to a very special type of electromagnetic and longitudinal field. And this will change the bond angle between the oxygen and the tin, creating something that looks like gold and creating a material that never existed before. And here's the really interesting part. Here we go. By changing the frequencies or changing the wavelengths of light that we work with, we can change the bond.
All right, guys, I know that is exciting to see David Schmidt talking about they can create even a new kind of metal.
Yes.
So I just need the code for gold, and now that I know his trick on, or his secret, I should say, on how to create these things, I do speak Hebrew and I do understand those words. Okay, anyway,
Okay.
so
No, it's just,
sorry.
he's just kidding. But anyway, welcome everybody. We have very special guests tonight. We have Todd and Shannon with us, and they're going to be speaking first. And then we're going to have our doctoral student of biology, Jolene, speaking her testimony, and she's going to speak on photobiomodulation. But before we start off tonight, I want to acknowledge Donna Sellard because she's become a manager just a few days ago. So yay, Donna, thank you. And you're doing a great job. And I was so happy for you. We're all very, very happy for you. So do you want to give us just a very few seconds of how did you become a manager? How does it feel to be a manager?
You're on mute, Donna.
Unmute yourself, yes. Oops.
Still on mute.
Can't hear you.
Hang on one second.
Hold
let
on,
me
maybe
see.
we can unmute her.
I can't unmute her, but I can ask her. Here we go. Okay, still not unmuted.
Oops.
There you go. You got it. Go, girl. Oh, now you muted yourself
You-
again.
Oops.
There we go. Now you're unmuted.
I just lost my picture, so.
Okay.
We
What
see
did
you.
you ask?
So you became a manager, Donna. So tell us all the secret, how to become a manager.
Just ask people. Just keep asking.
Yeah, you just keep educating people about patches, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well, we just want to welcome you as a manager. And now we have about 7 managers already, right?
I think we
Yes.
have more than that, but we're getting there.
That's
Definitely,
right.
Definitely. Managers are growing, and now we want to help our managers to get managers so they become directors.
That's right. Okay, and now
All right.
we're going to Todd and Shannon. They don't have much time. They can stay short time. So Welcome, Todd and Shannon, and it's so nice to see you. We
Yes,
just
isn't it amazing? Shannon looks younger and younger all the time.
All
Now,
the time.
Todd is starting to look a little older, but I'm just-
no,
Chin up there.
hey, boy, you go there.
You
So-
both look younger and younger, so that's good. Well, we just saw each other face to face with Todd and Shannon last Sunday in Dallas. It was an amazing event. We had there was a global conference, and on Sunday, Merits were giving this free day. You could be there for free, no tickets, no nothing, and it was just most amazing, educational and motivational meeting, and we met amazing people, and we were able to see Finnegan's, and we met with Todd and Shannon face to face, so it was
Yes.
very nice to see you there.
See them again anyway.
Right.
And Sister Denise, I will say for you, by the way, Sister Darnell also
Yes.
became manager again.
Well,
so
she was a manager, and then somebody wasn't on.
I heard she beat them up,
Yes.
and that's how I got them back and going again. So,
As you can see, Steve is a joker. He always jokes, but yes.
we're so happy to see you made it back in there again. And by the way, Sister Darnell, you can appreciate the type of event Steve and Gina Merritt put on, right? So imagine them doing the exact same thing in this hotel here, but no charge to the people whatsoever.
That's right.
That's very commendable and so kind of them to do that, so
Yes.
that people could come and could learn, especially those of us that did not get the tickets to be in the meeting there. We were able to capitalize on that information. And of course, Todd and Shannon, along with Jason and Tony Boyer, they were all up there speaking at the meeting there. So just really encouraging, incredible words to hear from them all.
So we are giving now platform to Todd and Shannon.
You got it.
All right.
Aw,
Hello,
well,
everyone.
Thank you so
Wait a
much.
minute. Messed up. Sorry about that, Sister Darnell. You can restart your video. I pushed the wrong button. Go ahead.
Aw, well, thank you so much, Steve and Yana. It's so good to see you guys. And every time we see the two of you, I mean, we just say the same thing. You just keep getting younger and younger looking every time we see you. And so we are Todd and Shannon. I know there probably are some new people on here tonight. We are from Cincinnati, Ohio. And what we'll do is we'll share a little bit of our story of how we got started with these patches and what they've done for us over the course of the last 17 months. For me, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia about 28 years ago. So I really suffered with a lot of chronic pain, chronic fatigue. And when I hit my mid 50s, really everything that I had done with nutrition and supplementation, just nothing seemed to work. And I was spending a lot of time on the couch, and really, my 80-year-old dad was running circles around me. And at 54 years old, I just really told Todd, like, I can't age this way. We have 2 granddaughters, and I'd go to watch them, and I'd pretty much be on the couch for days after watching them, and just exhausted. And so a friend of mine, Mia Finnegan, reached out to me about this amazing X39 patch. And to say I was skeptical, is the understatement of the world. I couldn't believe that a little sticker was going to help me to feel better. And, but long story short, she said something very powerful to me. She said, "Isn't your health worth giving it a try?" And I thought, wow, I have no answer to that. My answer is yes, it's worth giving it a try. And so, I loved the fact that this patch was non-invasive. It wasn't putting a chemical or a stimulant or anything into my body, but really reactivating what was already there. We had heard a little bit about stem cell, and for as much as I needed this for my health, we also needed this for an opportunity. We had lost a business about 5 years ago. And, in our 50s, we're really just trying to scrape and claw our way back. And so we saw both, the opportunity for me to possibly get my health back. And then, of course, we say you can't wear this patch without sharing it. And so we just started to think about so many people that could also benefit from wearing this patch. And that's really where it all started about 17 months ago for us.
Yeah, we were former school teachers actually, and we had gosh, yeah, it was probably what 15 years ago, and we were blending a family, 5 kids between us, and at that time, gosh, all the kids were 8 to 14, and yeah, it
We're
really
like the
started.
Brady Bunch, pretty
Yep,
much.
I
the
was
Brady
gonna
Bunch
say one more is all you need.
minus one girl. Yeah, minus one girl, and we didn't have a Marcia, but other than that, we had them all, and so we were. It really started out because of a sense of we needed something, financially. We were tired of again, I was chasing trophies. I was a basketball coach. I was living for, how many league championships I could get, and that wasn't doing a whole lot for my family. And everything kind of came to a head when I couldn't afford my oldest son's basketball shoes, at 40 years old, and the level of disgust I felt was real. And I thought, at that point, I didn't know what it was going to be. But I said something's going to change. I have to I have to do something. And as the Lord would have it, he reintroduced someone into my life who I'd played college basketball with, and he called me about an opportunity. I said, tell me what it is, that whole thing. So that got the wheels spinning, and as Shan said, I mean, we had this business in the past. We grew it to a very substantial level simply by helping people with their nutrition, with their better health. And we lost that business, gosh, 5 years ago, and so we didn't know what we were going to do. And we found ourselves in a position again where we didn't like. We had built up debt again, which, once you're debt free for a long time, you're you don't want once you get the debt back in your life, you want to get rid of it as soon as possible. So
Amen.
so once we saw this, it was so unique. We always talk about the red ocean versus blue ocean opportunity. And the red ocean is where all the competition is, like what we came from. And this was so unique. Like, this was a one of a kind patented wearable technology that no one else has. And so it was so unique. And I remember Shannon going to her Bible study before we'd even gotten our patches in, and she just mentioned that she was excited about these phototherapy patches, and she had 7 or 8 ladies, pull her aside and say, tell me more about this. I think I need it. My husband needs it. And so she called me on the way home because we had determined that we weren't going to start another business. And she called me on the way home and she said, we need to get our own website. And
Yeah, just saw the need out there. And,
Yeah.
I think so many people are dealing with health issues.
Yeah.
So many people are tired of going to doctors. They don't want to be on other meds. That was me. I didn't want to be placed on meds, but I had a real health need. And so when I saw light therapy, I saw these patches, I had hope. And we also had hope that this could be something for us financially. And so, fast forward now, 17 months in, it's changed every facet of my life. It's changed my health. It's changed my sleep. It's changed my chronic pain, my chronic fatigue. It's given me energy. It's given me a natural facelift at 55 years old. I feel better than I have in years. And it's just been amazing. But, it is a pay it forward. And, the ability to share this with people and the ability to help people change their health. I call my phone my miracle inbox. It is, and you all know, and those of you that have shared that are on here, maybe there's some people that are just taking a look at this. I'll tell you, people are getting absolute miracles with this patch, dealing with all ages, all types of health issues. But there's a huge blessing coming to people on the opportunity side. And, honestly, I did come into this business kicking and screaming. I did not really want to do a business. Again, I had a lot of scar tissue and I just really did not want to get involved with that. But when we heard the foundation of this company, David Schmidt, the founder, the inventor of these incredible patches, And then we experienced, what they were doing for our health and started to share. It just gives me chills to think about the people whose lives have been changed physically, but also financially. And so in a lot of ways, it's been an answer of prayer, not only for us, but the ability to share this with other people has just been incredible.
Yeah. And when we decided to really hit the gas pedal with this, I was excited because it was something so new. And I was really excited to just to be on a new venture that wasn't like anything we had done before. And I remember seeing someone who had been involved for just a few months, and they did a social media post, and they didn't mention LifeWave. They didn't mention the X39. They just called it this little white patch, and it created some curiosity, And she just talked about how her husband had gotten her these patches for Christmas, and how
She was mad about
she was
it.
really mad about it, because like, what do you give me these patches for? I want something, something nice or whatever. But she went in, and then she said, but here I am 3 or 4 months later, and here's what the patch has done for me. And it's like mind blowing. And so I looked down on that post, and she had 91 comments. Send me info. Send me info. Tell me more. Send me, what is this all about? And I
Right.
was like, oh my gosh, why would we not share this with the world,
People need it.
And so I told Shannon, I said, we're in, like, we're all in. And by then we had testimonies coming in every day, and we're like, oh my goodness. So when we hit the gas pedal, I always say probably the biggest, business tip or training tip I would say is, once you hit the gas pedal, don't let off. Because too many people, they
That's right.
start and they stop, they start and they stop, they create momentum, and then they kill the momentum. So once you decide and determine what this patch can do, again, one of a kind, patented wearable technology that no one else has, you can share this with the world. And when you see what people can earn here, because it is, again, this isn't an energy drink. This isn't a skincare product. This isn't a collagen. This isn't a protein shake. This is a one of a kind patented wearable technology, and we're in like 80 plus countries.
Mhm.
So when we see that, we're just like, it hits us across the head, like, wow, what do we have our hands on? So we hit the gas pedal.
Well,
And
when you say hit the gas pedal, you just mean we're just sharing this with people.
yeah.
We're reaching out and we're sharing with
with
people.
intention, and like, like we say, use that pro strategy, right? The pro strategy that we always talk about, where you reach
Why don't
out to
you tell 'em
people.
what that is?
Yeah,
Some
it was
people may
just,
have never seen
yeah.
it.
So the P stands for patch
Or
or
call.
or call, and it just means you're reaching out to 5 people a day. Okay, if everyone did that, that's 35 people a week that you reach out to. And then R stands for
Revisit.
the revisit, and I always think follow up, but yeah, it's the R for revisit or follow up. The fortune is always in the follow up. And then O is opportunity, where you're inviting people. We have these webinars here. We have, Jason and Tony and all them and Pam do the webinars later on Sunday nights. We do them on Thursdays. There's always a webinar you can plug people into. So we started to do that with intention.
And sharing This Is It info.
Oh,
So
totally.
that's a
Yeah.
great website to share. For instance, our flight attendant on the way back, I said, oh my gosh, he was just such high caliber service, customer service, amazing. And I just said, you would be amazing at what we do. We help people. And he's like, I'm so curious. So we shared a little about the patch. I said, here, take a look at this website. Thisisit.info.com. He went back, and about 5 minutes later, he came back and he said, I watched that first video. He said, that technology looks amazing. And I said, great. I said, we'll follow up with you. And he was very excited. So thisisit.info.com is a great website for you to share. It's just an informational website. We tell people, watch the first couple of videos, and then we'll follow up with you. And the follow-up is just, reaching back around and inviting them to watch one of the webinars. So we keep it super simple. We don't have to be David Schmidt. We don't have to know all of the answers to all of the scientific questions. We just point them to the website, and we let the website do the work for us.
And with once we did hit the gas pedal, with intention. In 4.5, 5 months, we built this to a 6-figure level. Okay. And then in 9 months, that more than doubled. So, multiple 6 figures in that time, but that shows you what you can do. I don't know any job you can, go to and build something like that with with a $1,000 investment or whatever it is. It's just simply amazing. And all you're doing is blessing people. You're either blessing them with the product or the opportunity, right? They're not going to get blessed with the opportunity without the product. So it's either just the product or the product and the opportunity. And it's amazing.
Say to people, if you're thinking you want to get started on the patches, consider doing one of the discount bundles. So, there's a core bundle where you can get a 90-day supply of patches that gets you a website. If you choose to share it, you're already set up to do that. Advanced gets you 6 sleeves, a little bit more of a discount. And then there is a premium, which, you're getting your sleeves at $87 a sleeve, and you're really getting set up with a top discount. So, really, however you see yourself getting involved, we always say, if you're thinking of even just a couple of people that might benefit, consider doing one of those bundles, getting started, and then just take it from there. So, like we said, 17 months in, it's changed every facet of of our lives. And we have the blessing of being able to meet people like Steve and Yana. I mean, we never would have met them had it not been for LifeWave. And, we say that is one of the best ways that we get paid. It's the relationships. It's the people that are brought into this. And the beautiful thing about it is we're all just getting started. So do you have any questions for us, Stephen and Yana?
Well, I was going to tell our people that are here tonight that while we have Todd and Shannon here, you can ask questions. And then we're going to go more. I mean, they said we don't have to be David Schmidt, and they're absolutely correct. You don't have to know scientific information too much if you're afraid of that. But tonight we are going to delve a little bit into science because we have a doctoral degree student, Jolene, with us. She is about to graduate with her doctorate in biology. And she wants to tell us about photobiomodulation because that's what patch is, right? Patch is basically photobiomodulation. It's a phototherapy patch. It is a light frequency of a near infrared light, and that has a tremendous power on our body. It activates certain peptides in our body that in turn, those peptides activate your own God-given stem cells. And those stem cells, once they're activated, they can go and repair your organs and tissues. And you never know where they're gonna go first because those are little intelligent guys. They have mind on their own and they go and repair what's most important for your life. So you might even have an issue in your body you don't know about. And those stem cells that are activated are gonna go and start fixing that. So sometimes people don't feel that something is going on, and 4 months later they go and take a blood test and doctor tells them, what were you been doing? I mean, your blood just looks so good. So that's because those stem cells are repairing your tissues, your organs on a very deep level. And this is the future of medicine, by the way. Those big pharma guys, I mean, we need big pharma too. I mean, for some things, who likes to be in pain? Like if I'm in pain, like big pain, I want something right now. I don't want to be in a level 10 pain, right? But do I want to take those pain pills every single day? No. I want to get rid of chronic pain and chronic issues, and that's when the patches come in. So, does anybody have questions for Todd and Shannon? Just raise your hand.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, they're talking more on the business side because these folks been here a million times already talking about patches and testimonies. So they're so successful.
Why don't we wait to see if someone
Right.
has a question? John, if you see one in the comment section, if you'll just kind of let us know about that. But
We have a chat question
one thing I want to say though is that, like Todd and Shannon said, that I think is so beautiful, and that is the relationships, the people you meet, even so many of our listeners on Israeli News Live that we have gotten to know more personally, more intimately, has really been a blessing. And, and then not to mention how many people are really sick and in need. And that was to see the testimonies. And actually, Todd and Shannon, I changed one thing now in my presentation when I share this with people. David says for us to, he recommends a month, or excuse me, for every decade of your life, wear it for a month. Because of the way we've seen the different testimonies now that we've been in this, I've been at it almost a year. I realize now, you want to really be serious. You want to be dedicated to at least 1 year, because too many people ends up being 7-8 months later that they got that amazing report that they never expected. Just the other day, a lady says her thyroid, she said, I've been on it 9 months. And she said, I have this great news. She said, I'm only a third of my medication now. And she said, I probably don't even need that. And we hear those over and over and over on thyroid.
And thyroid is like common. This is the most common testimony.
Well, I just got
thyroid.
another one
Wow.
too that just came in yesterday. A sister said, she said, Brother Steve, just like with yourself, with hypertension, she said, I really had a bad hypertension. And she said, oddly enough, I have normal blood pressure, normal heart rate, and the same for myself. I can run up and down a set of stairs now. As Todd and Shannon know, they actually recorded me. That was so cute, right?
Yes. Yes.
At the meeting.
Hey, listen, we have a question, and I know Todd and Shannon have to leave soon, so I want to take advantage of them being here. And Janice has a question. Can you please speak up? You can unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi.
I was thinking of signing my husband up because I'm tired of paying for his patches.
I don't blame you.
Is that okay?
Actually, they now husband and wife are on the same account, so he wouldn't be signing up. You can add him to your account just as a co-owner, and I would highly recommend that if you have not added your spouse to your account. You can call customer service and they will email you a form to have him added to your account. But he would not be able to be signed up as a separate account. They actually had that in the past, but they've changed that ruling. So now spouses are going to be a part of one account
So
together.
you need to make him pay for yours too, Janice.
Yes. Okay. Do we have any other question, Janice?
The other thing I was thinking is, does this get passed down to your family? What you've built?
Once you have a business, you don't
Yeah.
have to do that with your lawyer. You can put that in your will.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So, any other questions for Todd and Shannon? Because I know they have to leave. And
Well, before they leave, I think it'd be great to also, if we have no more questions while they're here, so they could hear real quick.
Jolene, we have our Jolene. So you can stay as much as you want, Todd and Shannon. I
Jolene
know you
has
have
an
to leave.
amazing testimony.
Yes.
Not only is her brain brilliant, but she has an amazing testimony too. And I know you guys would love to hear that.
Yes, and I think you guys met Jolene.
We did, yes. We got to meet her in Dallas. So yeah, I'm excited to hear.
Hi, Jolene. Welcome here tonight. We are so honored to have you. We can't hear you.
Yes. Can you hear me
we
now?
can.
We hear you now.
Okay,
Go,
awesome.
girl.
And I'm sorry I am like in a weird place.
That's
This is
okay.
not my plan, but I'm happy to be here tonight. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, first, just in short, can you tell us? I know I signed you up for patches long time ago,
Yes.
and yes, and you told me you are studying to become a doctor of biology, and you told me that you're doing your doctoral studies right now. You're very busy, and you right, and
Yeah.
your problem was arthritis at a very kind of very young age.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So
And
tell us a little bit about it.
yes, absolutely. Like I am so grateful for these patches because like I actually like I was telling Steve and Yana last week, and it was such a pleasure meeting you guys. Like they are like I know y'all are on the Zoom and like but they're like the sweetest, most kindest person like people to meet in person. So you're in for a treat. All the people on the Zoom, like if you get to be in LiveWave and actually meet them in person, like they're the real deal. So again, thank you for the
Thank you.
opportunity. But yes, so so what happened with me ever since my 20s, I was diagnosed with early onset arthritis right out of undergrad. Like, well, I wasn't officially diagnosed, but right out of undergrad, I went to a chiropractor and he told me that he could already see like degeneration. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I kind of brushed it off, I'm like, early 20s, I'm good. And then of course, as is the case with degenerative diseases, they don't get better, they get worse, right? And so as my 20s progressed, I started to have flare-ups where I would have bouts where it would flare up and then it would kind of like taper off and get better and I wouldn't feel anything for a while. However, about 2 years ago, it started to get really bad to where it began to become chronic. Like every day it became, I was in pain. And of course, like you said, I'm a PhD graduate student. And so I was having to look down, for the microscope because I would have to take images of my slides, all my experiments I would have to perform looking down. And so that put tremendous stress and pressure on this area right here, which is the very area where I have the issue. And so I went to the doctor. Well, I went to the doctor actually backtrack in my early doctoral degree, and they did refer me to other doctors for further treatment. But at the time, of course, I didn't have the money. But like I said, fast forward 2 years ago, it started becoming really bad. And so I was like, I have to do something. So fast forward to a year ago this time in October, I was at my wit's end. So I went to a holistic practitioner and he was able to do like manipulations, like adjustments. He was also able to do prolozone therapy, if you've heard of prolozone therapy, like ozone shots, and also different types of therapy that would help me. Like also like some therapy that would help to get rid of the scar tissue as well. I'm forgetting the actual name at the moment. But all that to say, what happened was I did make some improvement. I'm really grateful. However, around the holidays, I kind of regressed because I wasn't consistent because, holiday time, you don't get to go in because I was going in twice a week for my therapy. And the standard therapy time that they give you, the allotted time, is about 12 weeks. And so come January, the new year, I was in such pain still. It's like, I have to do something, like I can't keep paying money because I'm not from here, international and on a grad student budget at that. So I had to do something. And I had started hearing towards the end of the year, Brother Steve's testimony, because I followed y'all for a while on Israeli News Live, and just, how he was experiencing tremendous benefits. And I remember that he had really intense spinal injuries. Like I know he talked about having like, numbness and stuff like that. And I remember when I think he was trying to do surgery to correct certain issues. So I was like, Brother Steve is getting so many benefits from that. Like, I have to at least try. It should help me somewhat, So then I decided to reach out to y'all to try the patches because I was like, what can I lose? $100 a month, per preferred customer. I was like, let me just try it, and also just from looking into the science behind it a little bit. When I was first starting to become aware of it, like, about the GHKCU molecule and all that it does and the stem cell activation, I was like, oh, this is solid, And so I was very impressed. And so needless to say, I went ahead and I tried it, and I was the one patch wonder. Like from the very first day, I could not believe it. Like I put it on, and within hours, I was like, wow, this is the best day I've had in I don't even know how long, And so I was super impressed. And like I said, the therapy was 12 weeks for the when I went to do my therapy at a holistic clinic. And the LifeWave, when I compared 12 weeks of therapy to 12 weeks of LifeWave, when I was at my 3-month mark around May, LifeWave won. Hence, there was no question as to which was superior. And so I was definitely very, very intrigued and started looking more into the science behind it. And there's a lot of papers like for biology, so getting into like the photobiomodulation aspect of it. And as a backstory too, oops, I'm so sorry. I got something that it fell. Sorry. But getting into the photobiomodulation aspects of it, it's so crazy too, the fact that my lab, we did a collaboration with another lab that was studying photobiomodulation. I didn't do much hands-on work, but I was able to teach the students from that lab immunohistochemistry, because my lab, we use immunohistochemistry for our research. And so that is basically using antibodies. If you ever heard of like using antibodies in research to kind of mark proteins of interest in the cell. And so typically looking at protein expression. And so I was able to teach them that technique and all of that. And they were using rats and I was using mice. So, we were using similar model organisms. And so I heard about the project and what they were doing. And I was impressed because they were using basically lasers to harness the power of photobiomodulation, which is, like you said, using light as a means of modulating or regulating gene expression in the body. And so they were able to use that using lasers. And they were using it to treat, I believe, epilepsy, because my discipline is neurobiology. The work that I'm doing kind of could have implications for MS. I'm not going to get into my project because that's a whole nother story. But I do neurobiology and I study this signaling organelle called cilia in our lab. And so I was able to teach them how to use immunohistochemistry because they were looking at the expression of certain proteins that are produced by the cell to kind of see whether or not certain molecules are activated to promote healing. And they were using light, so the light therapy from the lasers to promote healing. And they were looking at gene expression to see whether or not they could see that healing was actually happening, if that makes sense. And so I kind of came into photobiomodulation that way.
Jolene, because of your studies, you made two things I want to bring up. One,
yes.
You and Shannon, the moment you told me about this, you were the one patch wonder. The first person that comes to my mind was Shannon. Shannon Marvel, because of the fact she also is a one patch wonder.
Yeah,
but you said to us at the meeting there in Texas the exact same thing that Dr. Tesla said. And I wish he was in here tonight. He would have a blast listening to you. But Dr. Tesla said that, and I'm not going to take the words from you. I want you to hear your own expression about this again. When you, from your research, studying photobiomodulation therapy, and you know what the GHKCU stands for and all that kind of stuff, right?
Glycine
But then you looked at David Schmidt's patents, and you made a remarkable comment to us when we did the interview with you. Can you share that?
Yes.
Well,
Absolutely.
you said
Uh-huh.
that the patch
Don't,
is.
don't even say, I want
Well, I don't
her
know
to
if
say
you
it.
know what you mean, but you said
No,
the
I
patch
know.
is superior. Okay,
knows.
go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah, I want
I
to
think
hear
I
that.
know. Yes, I think I know what Brother Steve's getting at. So, when I was looking into it, and the science behind it and just how superior it is, I thought that this is way superior to what they were doing because they were using lasers to try to promote healing. Because, like you said, low infrared, that on that spectrum, that can be used, that those wavelengths can be used to promote healing in the body. And so they were using that. However, the patch is superior because it is actually harnessing the light that is produced by the body. And so when I was looking into that, I found that to be fascinating. And because of course, being a believer and like my faith being super important to me, like I'm always like looking at glimpses or hints where you see God in like creation. And I'm always like, you're so awesome.
Amen.
Truly we're fearfully and wonderfully made. And so when I get to see things that point towards that, I'm like, oh my gosh, my mind is blown. And so getting back to that, I'm always kind of looking with a spiritual eye, trying to see, those kind of connections. And so I remember looking into can you hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It says the video was gone. So when I was looking into some of the patents, because it was using light therapy, I felt like this was tapping into God's design for us. Because basically, looking into some of the extra canonical texts, like it shows like the lost books of Adam and Eve. Even recently, this week, I kind of went back to look that like Adam and Eve were like clothed in light. And basically, and you can kind of, and like although we don't see that in this day and age, I believe it's because we fell from the glory of God, and the visible aspect to that became removed. However, stuff like this kind of harnesses that, the fact that that is still there and a very real thing, because of the fact that when you look at, for example, night vision goggles, it totally is able to pick up or the infrared light that is produced by the body. And so that is basically harnessing that light that would normally be reflected outside of the body. It would harness that and actually absorb it back into the body. And then that is what then activates the production of GHKCU and also activates your stem cells and all of that. And that is just nothing short of phenomenal. Because I believe we're made to live in God's light, and like this is kind of this is what this kind of like shows that like if you look in creation, like the word says, creation reveals the glory of God, and so it's really awesome. And to see that David Schmidt is a believer, and I was watching some of the, I think Shannon was talking about it. I'm glad I was able to access it on YouTube. Some of the videos from the convention where he was talking about looking at, I think it's 850, the nanometer wavelength that can be used to activate mitochondrial, increase mitochondrial productivity and functionality and all of that. And so it's really amazing. So,
thank you so much. So that is an amazing testimony, and also nice explanation of photobiomodulation. So
Shannon, but we don't want you to leave. You don't have to, but we wanted you to be able to hear this.
Yes,
It's just so beautiful.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's amazing because when we realize the science that we have on our hands here, with David Schmidt, the research that he's done, he's dedicated his life to helping heal the world. That is his mission. And, going at it. And then we have people, that are coming on here, and having this scientific background and recognizing that, but then also the spiritual side of it too, the foundation being rooted in the Bible. It just all comes together and it's just such a blessing. So thank you so much for having us on here. We love you. We're so excited for this group and truly going to be changing the world together.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, sister. Thank
Shannon.
you, Todd. Shannon, tell Todd, thank you as well.
Mhm.
I'll say Brother Ron, he won't want me to say anything else about him. He's so reserved.
Yes, is.
But he made it in. He made it
Yes.
in. He's a wonder. Take care. God bless you.
Take care,
sister.
Shannon. Thank you so much
God
for
bless
being here tonight.
Take care.
And we'll
Good
see
night,
you
Sharon.
soon. Yes. So, as to continue tonight for a little bit longer, if anybody has any question when it comes to science of it, how patches work, or if you have a question, anything about business side of this, what I'm excited about is that David Schmidt had an opportunity to give this product to Big Pharma. He had the opportunity to give it to Amazon and all kinds of these big names and in a business world. But his passion is to help an everyday person, not only with health, without the drugs, right? But also he gave it to the hands of people, regular people who want to become distributors and educators. So once you decide to be a distributor, like if you only know 1 or 2 people that you can share the patches with, become a distributor. Of course, you can stay just a customer. That's perfectly fine. We are customers on everyday basis with a lot of products, right? I mean, we buy a lot of things. We go to stores, buy a lot of things. We all are customers of something. And you can stay a customer. But let's say that you have a mom or a son or daughter or mother-in-law or a neighbor or a best friend, whoever it is, that you know that they need that patch because they're living with pain or they're suffering with chronic illness. Definitely become a distributor because company will reward you. And your own patches may become completely free, right? And I'm not saying, we have Todd and Shannon, they're talking about huge figures. They're in it 17 months. They share it with so many people. So their income is great. But I'm talking about, how about small steps? And I have mentioned it here before. What would $500 extra a month do for you? What would $1,000 extra a month do for you? What if you could say, LifeWave pays for my groceries? That's like
In
can you
today's
imagine?
economy, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Or let's say you have a car and say, LifeWave pays for my car and my car insurance. Just because I shared it with few people and they're happy, they love the patches. But now company rewards me just for sharing it. And now I don't, my car payment, LifeWave takes care of it. I mean, I make enough money to make car payment. Now, this is just small thing. Company will go very, very far. And don't forget that you constantly grow because it's a binary system. And let's say that you are with us in a group, so you're getting spillover. And when you get to a certain point, you will get paid on volume that is under you. When you get to a senior director.
Let me throw some thoughts out here real quick. I brought John up here with us as well. John, if you can share, now when Todd and Shannon, before, when they were speaking, they've been at 17 months. John and myself, we have an actual platform. Todd and Shannon don't.
Mm-mm.
And Todd said tonight, they went, in 4 months, they went to 6 figures. He said since then, they've doubled the 6 figures.
But they really worked.
So,
they really
so
shared
let's say
it.
they were at about 100,000. Now they're up to roughly, their average will be about 200,000 or more a year. And like Yana says, take things in baby steps. Well, we're not there ourselves either. But the thing is, what I like, and I think this is what John feels as well, because John shares this on his own platform, I'm excited about all the people that get helped. In fact, in the beginning, I didn't even focus with the business. I was too excited just wanting to share the product with everyone. Yeah. And John, can you kind of share some of your thoughts? What brought you into doing this?
Well, basically, John, you know that on your program, I listen to your program, and if I am not there in the mornings, I re-listen it to it later. and you have some incredible people talking incredible testimonies. Like you always have people saying how it benefits.
Every so often,
their
people-
Well, we
lives.
do. We do. Well, of course, it was my relationship with Steve, you and Yana that gave me the confidence that this was a real deal as opposed to something that wouldn't work. So based on that, I got started. That was in January. Used it for a month or two before I went public. And are we still there? There we are.
Yes, we're still here.
I've been doing radio since 1995, and so I built up an audience the past 25 years that they know me, they trust me, and because of that knowledge and trust, they are trying the LifeWave patches, and then are calling in with the success they're having. So it's all been a win-win situation, and that's about as good as any business can be, is where people are getting help and then they want to talk to others about it, and then that's where we are, Steve.
Mhm.
I-
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
I do want to say something, Steve, about John. You're a man, so maybe you won't be angry at me when I ask you this question. But how old are you, John?
I just turned 77 in August.
And you are.
I
That
can
is
do it.
incredible. You look amazing.
He does.
And
So.
when
He
you
really
work out,
does.
do you use X39 and X49? Because
I use- right now I'm
work out.
using,
Tell us about your workout.
Right. I use the X39 every day, and I do a workout 5 days a week. It's mostly stretching and a little bit of upper body strength. And my wife and I just recently got a Bowflex machine and a treadmill that we're going to be incorporating into our workouts. And it all works together. Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, now
So-
this is going to embarrass me, but John, how many push-ups do you do a day?
Well, it's only 5 days a week. I do 50 every morning, 5 days a week.
Wow, that's amazing.
All right, that's it.
No, by the way,
I'm
those of
going
you,
home.
those of you who are actively working out, which you should, patch is wonderful, but you shouldn't forget all of these other aspects to do for your health. So once you add patch, once you do a diet, exercise, rest, stress control, proper supplementation, really good organic, lots of vegetable diet, and you add patch to it to activate your stem cells, you are doing everything you can to stay healthy and age gracefully, I would say. But look at John, he's truly actually like amazing.
He's an
At the age of
amazing, amazing
77,
shape.
and he is working out, and look at him. He's doing great. He's still doing his radio shows, very active, just amazing, inspirational, John. Thank
Yes.
you.
Now,
Well, if I'm inspiring somebody, that's good too. Absolutely.
yes, I got Ron on the screen here with us now too. And Ron he's a little junior but he's close to 70 now, so don't let his good looks fool you. But Ron, you've had probably the most amazing testimonies of anyone thus far, and I know you've shared it with everybody before, but we've got some new folks in here tonight. A friend of ours, and I won't pick on her, but Angela, we met recently, and
Yes.
she's here tonight as well. Can you just share with everyone a little bit about the testimonies that you've had?
I'm alive. I had congestive heart failure and stage 4 kidney failure and a whole bunch of things actually. I had my thyroid cut out 10 years ago. Anyway, they took me off the medicine and I took a little more, and I shouldn't have taken that. I had to wait for it to come back down because I thought maybe it wasn't producing enough. But the stage 4 went to stage 1, and I don't think I have the problem with that anymore because nothing showed up on the blood test.
This is amazing.
When
How
they
long
checked
are you
me-
on patches, Ron?
I'm sorry.
How long have you been now on patches? I remember you when we signed you up, but just tell me, because
I started about a couple of months after you guys did.
okay. So
I think
it would be like
December.
February.
No, he started in December. If I
No,
remember.
no.
Well,
No.
I had a few that I got from someone in December, but I didn't really start them until January. The funny thing was, when I went in for the doctor's test, it was in February. That's when everything had dropped. So it'd only been a month or two, like that.
Yeah,
I-
because that's what happens when you put a patch on. 4,000 biochemical reactions are activating in your body, and it's like a rapid activation of stem cells that are pluripotent. And what I want to say with that is those are stem cells that can change into any cell of any organ in your body. So meaning that, let's say you have something wrong with the heart, the cells will immediately change into heart cells and go start repairing your cardiovascular system. Now, X39, X49 used together is excellent for cardiovascular renewal, but it's very good for people like John who are working out because it builds muscle. It helps you to build muscle. And I don't know if you understand how important muscle is to your health. I mean, if you're losing muscle, this is like years off of your lifespan. You need your muscle. So having a good muscle, people think that older people just won't have muscles. That's not true. Your muscle don't even age. It all depends on if you move it. So move your muscles and use X39, X49, and it gives you like double benefits. X49 also helps with bones, like it repairs the bones, and it's very important for women in menopause when they have osteopenia, osteoporosis. This is when X39 and X49 together can do a great thing for the body. But anyway, I know that Ron, you had valve, right? You had a heart problems
Big
too.
old guns too. Don't
Yeah.
kid yourself. He's like John Moore. This boy here bench presses cars.
Really? And
Well,
I know that Ron studies homeopathic and naturopathic medicine, and he just finished his degree.
Well, I also got the practitioner's degree, and it took me about 3 months to get the diploma on it. So, you know,
Yes. So I know that you looked at the science of it and you see it as an amazing benefit to addition to everything else you're doing.
I think it's amazing that I went back to school after all that time, but I felt like it, you know.
That's amazing. Well, I'm very happy for you. I'm in school too. And I am to graduate in January 25. Hopefully I won't have to do any prolonging anymore,
well,
but
you know,
yes.
thinking about your schooling as well. When Yana
What are
first
you in school for?
she's in school for
I am in a school for, it's called FDN, Functional Diagnostic Nutrition Practitioner. And I'm going to go for advanced studies as well. We're going to be running not only blood tests, but it's a saliva, blood, urine, and stool test, GI map, MRT food sensitivities. And basically from all of these tests, there are 5 basic tests. I will be able to basically say what's going on in your body.
Wow, GI map.
Those are tests that doctors just don't run. And information that we are learning this is just so amazing. On the way from Dallas to Florida, I was educating Steve on all of the bugs
to take my blood. You know, she punched me in the nose, stuck a cup under my nose, and said, "Bleed."
No, I didn't. But
Yana, you have absolutely beautiful hair. Like your hair is amazing, which tells me you're way healthy. For one,
thank you.
I
just have a good genes after my mom. She had a very black, curly, thick hair. Like and I inherited her hair. So I have good genes for hair. But I will tell you, I started to lose my hair because I was entering, the middle age, and X39 truly helps you to keep hair. So
my family, all the women, they have the pattern balding for the women, like on the crown of your hair, balding. I have hair growing out there. I have like 3 inches of hair like growing everywhere. But I got to tell you, so I did homeopathic studies years ago too. And so I take homeopathic, but Stephen, I got to tell you, I just went to my neurologist last week, and a year ago they did an MRI on my neck, my cervical, and my head. They're trying to figure out why the left side of my body was totally weak. Like, so they said that it was nerves. I went to her last week and she was checking him and she goes, wow, she did all these tests and stuff like that. Like, I don't have the weakness on the left side that I used to with the X39 and X49.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jennifer, not to mention, your husband had the Morgellons, is that right?
Yes. And it's getting better and better and better, right? He's like
The
thumbs
only
up. He's doing
person
thumbs
that
up.
we know of, and Jolene, I know you're out there somewhere too, but right now, but her husband, the only person of Morgellons that we've ever known of that has actually recovered over 90% just from wearing X39.
That's why I say stay on X39 because that
Give it a year.
Yeah, because
at least.
well, no, I will never.
And we're only 5 months.
Yeah.
So, and he's already like, wow, recovering.
Yes.
And I do need to call you later to Jennifer to talk to you guys about Saudi Arabia. I did learn something from the trip here that might help you guys.
But I also want to encourage everybody, every single person on the planet walking today needs that patch. I would not go a day without having the patch on. And when we say, okay, try 3 months, try 6 months, try 1 year. Well, people are asking me, how long will I have to wear the patch? Well, this is my question. How long will you have to take a vitamin C? Your body
Forever.
right, your body doesn't make vitamin C. Do I ever want to remove my patch? No. You know why? Because we are living in such a toxic world. When you remove that patch, when you no longer will use it, right? You wear it 12 hours per day, by the way. You give it night rest, right, from X39, and every day you put a new patch on. But if you remove your patch forever, what happens is this. Well, yes, you have activated stem cells, but they slowly will start deactivating because you're going to start aging rapidly again with all the toxins in environment, toxins in food. We need constant activation of our stem cells. We need to keep them on to go young and to work for our bodies. So I personally, I will never remove my patch. I mean, as long as God will help me to have a patch, I will every day. It's just like my vitamin C every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I've done,
Yes.
and Sister Darnell doesn't have her camera on, so I can't do hers as of
Denise.
yet. Yeah, but everybody you see on the screen.
Gee,
are
you
already
have to fix it so I can put my camera on. It's still
Did I
on.
not let you do it, sister? Do I have you in punishment thing? Oh, you know what? That's right. When you were up earlier, I accidentally hit your camera. That's right. Let me find it again. There we go.
And Stephen, I want to,
Yes.
when you get a hold of me, I want to mail you guys a book from my neighbor because David Smith was talking about the company he's affiliated with now for cleaning up the ocean.
Right?
She did a book 2 months ago with the permission of the people that he's an affiliate with, all about recycling the ocean. A story of hope and innovation. I want to send that to you. I want to get this book to David too.
Okay.
Amen. Amen.
Thank
We can
you.
certainly try. Andy is probably one of our best bets for that. So I'll ask
Yes.
Andy.
She's gonna mail. So we're gonna give you our
Okay.
address. But listen, I do want to encourage you with this. If you don't share a patch, if you are afraid, like there are people here that are a little shy maybe, or they think, well, what is this network marketing? Well, you know what? Let me tell you this. If they don't hear it from you, they will hear it very soon from someone. And you know
Yes.
how I know? We were talking with a waitress. Her name is Victoria. She's going to be with us in a very soon future.
She may even be here tonight. I don't know. I didn't
She's
see
not here
Victoria.
tonight. She's
Oh, that's right.
working.
She had to work. That's
She's
right.
working tonight, but she'll rewatch this because she's about to sign up. She has migraines. And as you know, my own testimony with migraines, amazing, right? So she said to us the other day, and it was actually on the way from Dallas home, I got a text from her and she said, well, I need to sign up as soon as I can because I'm sharing patches at my work. I'm, talking to my customers as I'm giving them food and all that. And I'm talking about patches. I'm wearing a patch. I see it. They ask me, what is this? And I tell them, And she said, next thing I know, they're telling me, oh, so nice to see a patch on you because we just signed up today. And she's like, I want them to sign up with me. And I'm like, oh, I gotta quickly sign up. So people are sharing patches because they work and they're doing amazing things for their bodies and their health. And again, these are not patches, they're not like drugs. When you take hydrocodone, you immediately feel high, you feel good for next 4 to 6 hours, right? And then you feel bad again. Well, this is a natural way of getting better and better and better. This is a natural fix, very natural feel. It doesn't give you high. It's just, you know that something, you know that your stem cells are activating, and then you start having progressively a better days. And sometimes you forget it's the patch. You just forget. Sometimes you forget how bad you felt before the patch because you take for granted that you feel better. And then you forget to put patches on and you go bad, feeling bad again. And you're like, oh, where is my patch? Who had that experience? I did in the beginning, right? So please share it. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy, because you're giving people hope and you're giving them something really good. They can't die from it. This is completely holistic, natural. They're not giving them drugs.
right.
Nothing is going into their body. No drugs, no supplement, only frequency of light. That's it. Okay. So don't worry about people who are negative or who don't want it because they don't know what they're refusing. They just don't understand. So be patient, be understanding, and move on. Go on to the next person.
Absolutely.
Okay. They're going to hear it somewhere. And they're going to maybe call you later. So make sure you leave phone with them or address or email, okay? Because people are hearing about this. And if they don't hear it from you, they will hear it for sure from someone else.
And listen, everybody else that you see now on the screen, you're all becoming managers very soon.
Yes.
One way or the other. Because listen, you have the most incredible product on the planet. How could you? Oh, look, Kathleen's joining us now. The girl that's fixing to pop in. For those of you that don't know Kathleen.
Is that a Canadian lady?
Yes, Kathleen, sister. Hey,
yes.
welcome. By the way, we're getting close to the end, Kathleen, but can you share with people how long? Because somebody just asked me the other day about you. In fact, John. This is the lady that had called in on your program the other day wants to connect with Kathleen because she has cataracts. And Kathleen, can you say how long it took for your cataract to fall out of your left eye?
Hi, Steve. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Gee, I tuned in just a second. I can't believe that. Anyway, it took exactly 4 months. I started January the 8th, and 4 months.
That is amazing. And
She
by the
is
way,
an amazing lady.
people who do have eye issues, start using carnosine patch along with X39 during the day. Put on carnosine at night, because carnosine is closely related to your eye health. Our body should naturally produce carnosine, but as we age, we don't. So what happens, this patch gives it frequency that activates production of carnosine. So anything the patch does is to make your own body become a factory of all those antioxidants you need. For example, one of them is glutathione. You know about glutathione, it's a master antioxidant. And in youth, when we are young, we make a plenty of it. Young people have it, the liver makes glutathione. And it destroys a lot of toxins in our body. Well, as we age, glutathione gets depleted. Okay, so and a lot of toxins just makes it very hard for our body to keep producing it, because we live in a horrifically toxic world. So there is a glutathione patch that you can use along with X39, and it produces 300% more glutathione in your body. Not only X39 produces 30% more, but with the glutathione patch, you get 300% boost in glutathione.
Yana?
Yes.
So I started wearing the glutathione patch, and after 4 hours, I was having serious side effects because I know I'm depleted, right?
Well,
And I
you
watched,
probably had a Alzheimer reaction, which is detox.
yes, yes. And then I watched a girl who's been on LifeWave, and she said she had to start out with 2 hours, then 4 hours, then 6 hours, then 8 hours, and then 12 hours. My sister-in-law, she can wear it 12 hours because she's been doing glutathione before, but I can't. So what about carnosine? Is it going to give me the same reaction? Do I
Well,
need to?
you can try. Carnosine shouldn't. Carnosine is a different type of chemical. Glutathione, when you do all at once, you know, sometimes when people go and get glutathione, some ladies do that for beauty because it's a master antioxidant. So they get an injection from it and then they get Alzheimer reaction because it's too much glutathione all at once.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what happens that your body start producing so much and all these toxins get dumped into your bloodstream.
Yes.
So, and then you start feeling bad, right? It's not that you're gonna die, you're not gonna die, but I will tell you one thing. It will go away, by the way, it's temporary, it's gonna go away. So you can either wear glutathione, just start with 2 hours, and then put that patch back on that paper, okay, next to your nightstand, like put it on a and then you reuse the same one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
oh, that's good because I felt like I wasn't using it enough. That is so good to know. And I have the MFTHR gene, the mother gene, which means that I don't detox very well. So it's like slow detox.
Right.
Yana, you are a plethora of information. Thank
Yana,
you.
can I address that?
Yes.
Sure.
It's Kathleen here. I just wanted to say I watched several videos with Dr. David Schmidt, scientist Dr. David Schmidt. And one thing about the glutathione, he said to wear it 2 days a week. So I wear it Saturday and Sunday. And to be honest with you, sometimes I don't take it off because he says your body accumulates it. And yesterday I went dancing. So my leg was hurting. So I switched it from the right leg to the left. And lo and behold, my leg was absolutely fine within a short period of time, within an hour. And then also addressing the carnosine, the other thing is David Smith said about the carnosine drops, referencing the eyes, he said it's best to take drops. So I've been using drops of the carnosine for the last 3 months since I listened to him say that on one of his monthly seminars.
Wow. And my doctor told me they did a blood test and they said it came back high alert of aluminum in your blood.
Oh, wow.
And I knew that carnosine would help get rid of the aluminum.
Yes, it does.
That's what I heard.
It is a detoxifier of aluminum from your brain. Carnosine is an eye patch and brain patch. It helps dementia, Alzheimer's patients. But when it comes to wearing it 2 times a week, that's true because it gives you 300% boost. However, it depends on your condition. Because sometimes people are so depleted, and when they do detox pretty well, don't forget to drink a lot of water, please. With
Oh,
that.
yeah.
We always forget to mention hydration, and it is like number one. You are walking dehydrated, so make sure you keep rehydrating your body, even with more focus than you ever did in your life when you are on a patch, because you are detoxing with patches on. But let's say that somebody has liver disease and they need this glutathione. You can wear it every day for 2 weeks. You can do it as a night patch, and then you can start kind of tapering off and do it only twice a week. So once you get a glutathione, that can go a long time. But of course, let's see how you feel. Now, how to beat a Alzheimer reaction is also to take at night. You can take activated charcoal. If you don't take any other medication, you can take activated charcoal at night because that will help as well with Alzheimer reaction.
And somebody told me, well, actually it was a Dr. Jonathan Wright. He said molybdenum helps if you have a really bad, and I hadn't thought about it. Thank you for reminding me because I just remembered now. Molybdenum.
Oh, wow.
And one
Okay.
thing too, quickly, Ron, if you got a second, if you can weigh in on the acupressure points. No, not this is not needles being stuck in your body, but Ron has studied that as well, and he's very, very knowledgeable about patch placement. One thing that he shared with me recently was that when you're wearing it on C7 on the vertebrae, that bone, he said if you go right just about a half an inch below that, that's the acupressure point right there. Did I get that right, Ron? And he said, move that.
Between C7 and your first thoracic.
Right.
That's where the end point of the actual point is.
And it did make a major difference for me when I moved the X39 just to that little bit of a shift there. So, and then we had a lady on Ron the other day that was having, is Kathleen's friend, that was having pain in her arm. Did her arm get better when she put the Eon in the back spot, Kathleen?
Immediately. Yes, immediately.
And that
Hey,
was
but
crazy, right? It was crazy because Ron says, where's the pain? She shows it on the front of her arm. Ron says, go right back here, feel that little soft spot there, put an Eon patch on there, right? And I'm like, on the back, but the pain's right here, Ron, but she did it. And looky there, immediately.
Yes.
That's what I love about Ron. He's got such a vast knowledge on those pressure points there and what they mean.
can I give you a praise report?
Yes.
The right eye that I haven't really said too much about because that one had 13 surgeries on it. I'm starting to see my hand through it.
Amen.
This is
Like
amazing.
it was completely black. And now I can see my hand.
That is such a blessing.
Yeah.
I
So this
mean, listen, we went into, we were getting patches in the beginning from Brother Manuel. But why we call him brother, by the way, for those who are new, because we are a ministry with Steve and a lot of people follow us in the ministry. So we're all brothers and sisters in Christ. So that's why. But yes, we were getting those patches and then I almost forgot my thought. What did I want to say? Oh, yeah. So at first, it did such a change in me, in the way I was feeling. We got so excited that all we did is share this patch for the benefit of people. We wanted them to feel better. We didn't even think of business at all. Like it wasn't even in our mind. And for the first several months, we didn't even care. We just, they told us, well, you need to be a distributor because we will see later that it will benefit you. And we didn't even care. We just wanted people to know that this exists, that this is a simple photobiomodulation that's wearable now, and it can really help your body and different kind of diseases. And what started happening, people started bringing testimonies. I have never even waited for this. And then suddenly 95% of people we shared patches with started texting us, look, I'm feeling better. This is happening to me. I'm better. I don't have no more pain. I feel better and my blood is getting better. My blood work is getting better. And like about 6 to 8 months later, the testimonies became even more amazing. So please share those patches with people you love and even with people you don't love. just share them with everybody because people, this planet needs
Amen.
patches.
Amen.
Yes.
And Yana, when you're done with your classes, your courses, please, sweetie, do more messages. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you're learning.
Yeah.
What can help us?
Thumbs up for that.
I was just saying to Steve that, I work with Steve, alongside Steve in ministry. We are talking about a lot of subjects, as you can see, and we don't have to talk about them here, but I was telling him that I'm learning such amazing things and I will be able to help people. I'm so excited about this. And I will have to give speeches on this because so many of you suffer, people suffer, and they don't have to suffer.
Yes, and you're so good at it, Yana. You are so passionate, and you two work as an amazing team. I love both of you, you know,
you.
and I'm so glad that you guys are here. Like, thank you so much that you are here to help people.
Thank you,
It's,
sister.
Thank you, Jennifer. Don't
She
cry
reminds
because
me of my own sister.
yes, you are like Laura, and we miss
Sorry.
Laura. Yes, she was such a precious, precious lady. She died on us suddenly in 2020, and we didn't know about patches then, you know?
yeah,
We
I
are
just
talking
lost
about-
I lost my brother 2 years ago to a heart attack.
Oh,
And he told me, he said, Jen, I don't think I'm going to live past my 50s. And I said, don't stop it. I said, you have anxiety or whatever, but I didn't listen to him. And
I'm so
you,
sorry.
you guys are like an amazing couple, you know, and Stephen really cares too, like about
Oh,
you
we
know
love
what.
you. We really love you. We love you all, and we want people to get better, and we want people to know the truth about everything, you know.
Yeah,
Help.
especially, you know, what the Zionists want to do and the no hide laws and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
we see the agenda that's going on out there. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it, but we are so glad.
Thank you,
Brian
Jen.
and I are so thankful that you guys are informing us. Thank you.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you, Jennifer. Thank you.
you.
Thank all of you. The LifeWave has been a good experience as we met so many people. I want to tell you about Fennigans because
And then we'll
who
wrap it
remembers,
up.
and we will wrap it up, but who remembers Fennigans? They were here once. Do you remember them?
Me and Richard Finnegan. There
Okay.
you go, Kim.
And you know,
Kathleen.
meeting them
And
in
yes,
person,
Jolene met him.
just like Jennifer is crying right now. When I met Mia, just looked at her and I saw her, I started crying. I had to like kind of turn around and help myself like this because
her and Richard are so real.
you just don't
they're
understand
just a
these people.
Very, very sweet, humble spirit about them.
Yes, and imagine first Miss Olympia, and he worked with Schwarzenegger, right? They're so famous, and they're just so humble and loving, and they're Christ people. They love Christ. And do you know they had a tragedy? Their son died. He was killed. And Mia has sent me some books on how to cope with loss, and just we connect just by spirit. We don't even have to open our mouth, and we have this connection. And just this is what LifeWave brought us, not only hope for renewing our bodies, but also all kinds of relationships, real, true, smart, intelligent, and very nice people, you know. So you're
met
our
so
family.
many of you guys
And
in person.
yes,
Denise and Kim
Denise,
Dwayne
look at
and-
she's such a
and
wonderful
Kim
lady, and Kim Morale. Hello, we met in Dallas too, and what a wonderful, sweet person Kim is.
Yeah.
Such a sweetheart. So
And
nice to
Jolene,
have you
we
in our
got to meet
family.
Jolene
And
there.
Jolene,
Thank you.
here we go.
And I
Jolene-
love you all also.
and
Thank
listen,
you for being here.
Jolene is a young lady right there. She's such a happy young lady.
Full of love, though.
And
what
yes,
a precious girl she is.
we had a dinner together, and she is just
And Angela, she's hiding back there, but she's just as pretty as her picture is.
yes.
And
Hello, how are you all?
Hi,
Doing
Angela. Welcome.
My,
here.
my husband is listening and he had a question.
Well,
Okay.
sure.
What was your question about?
Do you have any questions?
He asked, do you have any professional athletes using the patch?
Oh yeah.
Yes, in fact, Todd, there are professionals, but yeah, the Finnegans, Mia and Richard Finnegan. Mia was the first gold Olympian gymnast, and she uses them. They've been in the health fitness arena. Her husband is a bodybuilder, He was on the back in the 80s on the Gladiator. The guy that played in Lethal Weapon, the black guy there, I forget his
Oh, yeah.
name.
What
But
was the guy that played in Lethal
Yeah.
Weapon?
he
Glover?
also
Glover?
uses-
Danny
Yes,
Glover?
Yeah,
yes.
Danny Glover. Danny Glover
Yes,
uses them.
he uses
Absolutely, he's given
patches.
amazing testimonies
Yes.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's David Schmidt said what was really funny. He says, he says, I developed this. He says, and the next thing you know, he said, you'll see these football players or basketball players. The next thing you know, they're taking off their shirts. And he said, and there, lo and behold, there's the X39, X49.
Yes.
And we
That's
just
right.
had, who was it there? That was the sister we interviewed, that she just won top in 4 or 5 ranks in bodybuilding. In fact, Todd that was on earlier, he was
Catherine.
Division I college basketball. Jason was
Yes.
college soccer player.
When you go to massage therapists, tell them about patches, because I just had massage therapists contact me. They want to incorporate patches to their clients. After they give them a massage, I want to tell them about stem cells, how important they are, and to use stem cell therapy patch. So talk to everybody because they are interested.
Angela, is your husband, is he dealing with like knee injuries or something of that effect?
What we can do is get them together with Finnegan's.
You have knee kind of injuries or what did
I
happen?
got every injury you can name it.
You got every injury you can think of, huh?
Yeah, you name it, I got it. But it sounds very interesting how that you're using your own cell to heal your own body by using the laser technology. That's really awesome to me.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, I was like, well, maybe I need to try it just to see how it works on me.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know, and,
Hey, we all do that, Mr. Bell. All of us did the same thing. We try it and we say, we ain't gonna say a word to nobody. We're gonna just see if it works.
Yes, we all did it, right?
So everybody that is looking
Yeah.
on this screen tonight, Kathleen up there, her cataracts fall out of her eyes, Ron, stage 4 kidney failure, congestive heart failure. I mean, everybody here has got it. Denise here on the top left.
We have
PhD.
John Moore, 77-year-old gentleman. And weren't you in a running race or
He was supposed to do the Olympics.
I competed in August of last year. I had an injury early this year that kept that from happening, but I'll be back on the track next year.
Yeah. And so it is an amazing technology. It is the future, and I think it's only going to become better and better and better. So there is hope. And also digestive issues, just know that patches start repairing your digestive linings. But you do need to, I mean, our daughter had major digestive issues and gluten intolerance. And so did Steve. He had a
And
wheat
I can
belly.
eat gluten now.
He he had a wheat belly, and you know how you have to treat this and stay gluten free, and then slowly after your gut is all repaired, you can slowly introduce here and there gluten, but very cautiously and slowly. Well, Steve is eating now. I mean, we've been out to eat even today, and he
No
ordered.
swelling.
Yeah.
Lost 30 pounds.
Yes. So
Stephen, I have followed you for a long time.
Yeah.
And my husband and I, even my husband was like, he's changed.
Yeah.
He looks healthier.
Mhm.
He looks more amazing than he has.
Yeah.
So
I was starting to look like a blowfish.
no, but you're not now. Like we see the transformation with you
Yes.
on
Thank
your
you.
videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, and I have a neighbor. He just started buying them. He signed up. He bought them. He couldn't even walk. He was on like a wheelchair or whatever, and he can now walk. And he goes, "Oh my God, I have so much energy now, and I'm doing so amazing." I have another
amazing.
neighbor too who
Yes.
signed up.
Yes.
And some people, Mr. Bell, some people do get like what Jennifer just said, and Jolene here, that like the one patch wonder. But
Some
then there's
people, some
others
don't.
like myself. It did take time for me. I mean, I was probably I started noticing some difference after 3 months, But then 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, that's when I really started.
Yeah, the
noticing
biggest
difference.
transformation was him losing weight and then belly. And then also what was with my husband, the most amazing recently, after we are almost a year on the patches, but his blood pressure normalized. I mean, he has a blood pressure of a 20-year-old man. It's amazing. And he was already like stage 2 hypertension. I was worried. I never wanted to put him on any drugs. I was trying to do everything naturally, but it's just really went away. So
you guys can call us anytime you want, Mr. Bell.
Yes.
And because you have our number.
you have our number.
we'd
So
gladly talk
we are
to you
here for
about
all
it.
of you. We love you all. Love you, Jolene.
Can I share?
Most of you
John's
have
bedtime
contact.
now, so we have to go to bed.
Yes.
John's
Can
got
I share a testimony?
Yes, Janice, please do.
2 nights ago, I tripped over a stump and wrenched my knee. And so I came in, I sat down in the chair and put Ice Wave on it. And this was about midnight. Are you there?
Yes,
Yeah,
we can
yeah,
hear
Oh,
you.
okay. I put Ice Wave on it about midnight. Ended up going to bed. I couldn't even walk on it. I had to have a rolling walker. My husband had to help me. It was horrible. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I got out of bed and I could walk on it. I'm telling you, I'm walking regular now. And that was just like not even 48 hours ago.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's another patch. It's called Ice Wave patch. It's a pain patch specifically for
Yep.
pain. And I will tell you, once you find a right spot, it can work wonders. Sometimes when
Yep.
people put it on, you have to experiment with it where it works. But I mean, when I was traveling long distance, Tennessee, Florida, when we had to travel so much, you know how you get pain here when you drive so long? I would put those Ice Waves on me, one here and one here. And I had those most amazing drive, pain-free completely. So that was amazing. And so anyway, anybody else, very last questions?
I
Because
have one question I've been waiting to ask. I've been taking this for a while and I'm not sure I'm hydrating properly. What does that mean exactly?
Okay. Well, hydration is not just to drink a lot of water. In fact, if you think that you're hydrating and you're just drinking a lot of not quality water that doesn't have any minerals in it, you're causing more damage because
I only drink filtered water.
Okay, filtered water. Well,
Right.
you need to buy they're very cheap. It's called liquid IV, I think. That's what it's called. But you need minerals, you need electrolytes. That's the hydration. That's what hydration is about. It's electrolytes. So have one powder of very high quality electrolytes first thing in the morning, not ice cold, just room temperature, put it in bottle and drink that. And it depends on whether you are sweating or working outside when it's hot. And I don't know where you all live, but we are right now in Florida. It's very hot here. But maybe you need even 2 packets of electrolytes. But hydration means to give electrolytes to your body. That's the
Well,
proper.
where do you get the electrolytes? How do you buy those?
Oh, they're everywhere, right? Liquid IV, that's everywhere.
yeah,
Or you
let me-
can
let
even
me-
use
Yeah, I was
this.
actually going to also share that this is the one that I use. I had it. You can get those at Natural Grocers. It's called Ultima Refresher. You
It's
can
called
get them
what? Oops.
Ultima Refresher. You can get it off of like Amazon.
Is this Ultima?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like sugar free. And
That's the one I use. That's a good one.
it's a really good one. And I just
Really good one. My
it's
doctor
so
told me to
good.
use it.
Yes,
Is it liquid form or powdered form?
it's powder form. I actually was drinking it.
Yes.
So yeah, it's so good. And I found a flavor that I love. It is the passion fruit. And I have to say, I love it. If you love tropical fruity stuff that's not too sweet, this captures the flavor really well. So
Right.
Okay,
I
and
didn't know they
also,
had
how-
passion fruit. Oh my
You can
gosh.
have
How do
you see?
How do you stay hydrated? How do you stay hydrated at night?
Right.
Don't wear the patch at night.
No, no, no. And at night you remove your patch, right? You need to give your body. You can have night. There is a night patch options,
So the
but
carnosine is at night, isn't it?
you can.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
that's
day
true.
or night, but it
But
doesn't
then how much do
matter.
you hydrate if you have the carnosine on?
Okay, when you have a carnosine on, all patches need good hydration because David Schmidt did explain it. It works with our water. The frequency of light that comes through patch works with our water in the body. So you need to be well hydrated for patches to work. That's one thing. And you need to be well hydrated for your health. Now, at night, you don't drink water, you sleep. So drink water like maybe 1 hour before you go to sleep, and then just go sleep. Don't worry about it.
So you can go for 7 or 8 hours without hydrating.
So does the ultimate passion fruit, does that come in on Amazon? Sweetie?
You're muted.
She's trying to figure
Yeah,
it out.
yeah, I'm looking for the link right now and I'll
Is
drop
it
in the chat.
Amazon?
Yes, it's on Amazon. I'm looking for the link right now and I'll drop it in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Now we
So-
did talk before you can make your own electrolyte drink by very quality salt and lemon.
Salt and lemon.
But not just any salt. Don't do any, you know, like if you
I'll
have
get
a,
that too.
then you have a Morton salt that's comes from the word mort.
I do the real salt from
Okay, yes, that's the one. Real salt.
yes, real
Yeah.
salt. It's called real salt. It's from Utah. It's the best salt. And
It
every time I
is.
take a sip of water, I put real salt in it.
Like
Yes, just a
a
pinch,
drop
right?
or a teaspoon
That's the
or
one.
what?
Yes, real salt. There
Yes.
it
Yes,
is. That's the one
right.
I use. Yeah.
Right. A lot of people don't like salt in the water, but the one I don't know if it was Donna Lampson. Yes. She used
Oh,
to come to our Zooms.
he's Steven is drinking.
He's a
taking-
comedian, you know?
He's doing
Yeah.
the real salt.
You know him.
He's good.
He's a
They
comedian.
actually say though, if you take, I think it's a quarter of a teaspoon of this, put it in water and blend it
Yeah,
for on a
blend it.
slow speed for 2 minutes straight. Of course, it'll drive you nuts. So put the blender in the closet. But do it
Wow.
for 2 minutes and then drink it. It really mixes it properly, and do it first thing in the morning before you do anything else. That first water, and you'll feel great all day.
Okay.
Why
that's a-
why can't we just take it, Steven? Just straight up. Why do we have to do
Like I
that?
just did.
You can, but when you do
Oh,
it,
look
you
at
drink
him.
in the
He's
morning,
doing
you
it.
just when you go in the morning on empty stomach, right, as you wake up, and if you blended it, all the minerals incorporate by blending into the molecules of water, and it just like has immediate effects, like right now effect.
Well, I'm
Like,
afraid
I'm
I
gonna
get
do I'm gonna
dehydrated
do
at
what
night.
Steven just did. I'm gonna take some.
well,
I'm afraid I
Or
get
you go out to
dehydrated
your
at night.
neighbor that's hunting the poor helpless deer and you go lick their salt block.
just don't listen to that one. That's that's
Donna,
Canadian.
can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
This is, okay. Can you do the silent night patch and the carnosine patch at night at the same time? Because I've been using silent night. It really helps for
Oh
sleep.
wow. You know, some people don't. Okay, silent night patch helps my daughter, but me doesn't help me. It doesn't help me to go to sleep, but it helps me to stay asleep long. Like when I have a silent night patch on, I know I'm not gonna get up at 7 a.m. So because it makes me just to go sleep and want to sleep in the morning constantly. So be careful with that. Take it only when you don't go to work in the morning. But yes, you can wear those together. Remember, the only patches you cannot wear together is X39
Alavida.
and Alavida. Those are the two that they just don't go together because they kind of interact with each other. So you don't want to take them, not because it would kill you, but because they wouldn't work. Like
Cancels out.
they cancel each other out. Okay. So any other patches are compatible.
And if you're going on with John Moore the next day, you don't wear silent nights.
Okay. Well, silent night, my daughter loves that patch. Like she has it every evening. She just puts it on because she says she just loves that.
She's a patch freak.
yes. For me, it doesn't help me to fall asleep. I do take
Jonna,
yeah.
I do the Alavita with the, well, I'm gonna have the X39, X49 Alavita.
Don't do it
I
together.
sleep. Why?
Because Alavida, the frequency, each patch has a different micro particles in it that reflect a different frequency of light. So it is still infrared light, but in a different frequency. So what happens is when X39 and Alavida are together, they cancel each other out.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna
yes.
take that off now then. Because
Yeah,
I got the Alavita.
Alavida is a night patch. You should wear it at night.
Yes, I do.
It is a skin patch. Like it heals skin from within, like builds up collagen and really helps skin issues. I love it for beauty. That's a patch I wear right here when I go to sleep.
She's from India.
I also love to put on, when I have no Alavida, I kind of alternate one night Alavida and another night I will put glutathione just to build up my glutathione antioxidant. And it is amazing patch for wrinkles too, because glutathione makes you beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I'm 62 and everybody tells me I look like I'm 42.
See that?
That's what's happens.
Yes.
I mean, even John, I mean, he probably don't want me to tell him that, but John Moore, I mean, he's always kind of like pretty young anyway, but that guy there,
yeah,
he definitely started looking younger. You know, I mean, he was starting to get a little bit of the crow's feet and stuff like that. But of course, he's 77 years old. Hello, right?
Stephen, you look younger.
Looks.
Stephen, you look younger than you did months ago.
You really do.
All right, sweet friends, listen, it's time to go to bed. Put on
It is.
put on
Can I
silent
just tell you
night
one thing?
patch.
Good night, everyone.
I just wanted, can I just tell you, Steve, about our LifeWave road? It's called Roadshow this Friday in Vancouver.
Yes, Kathleen. Yeah, absolutely. Where are you
I'm
at?
gonna try. I'm not good at this, but I'm gonna try to video and see what our Canadian perspective is like. It's Friday night. I doubt it's gonna be like Dallas, but I'm gonna do my best to
Hey,
Oh, wow.
you go.
Please give us.
Jose's online here with us right now. She's gonna be with me in Vancouver. So we're heading out, and on Thursday we'll be there for the weekend. So we're meeting up with probably
Are
30
you in
people.
Vancouver, BC?
Yes.
I'm in Vancouver, Washington.
Wonderful.
Excellent. So please let us know how it is and how it was. And by the way, yes, we are a global company, everywhere almost. So
All you got to do is click on the map at the top of your website, and you'll
Mhm.
see every country that we're already available in. If we're not available in it, we found out to do it out of the garage. So figure that one out, right? All right. Thank you, guys. We so enjoyed all of you tonight.
Yes.
I'll put this up. It'll be it tomorrow because it takes time to process a long video like this. So I'll load it in the morning. So God bless y'all. Have a great night. Thank you,
Yes.
everybody, for coming and
Love you.
participating too.
Love you,
Bye-bye.
Stephen. Love you,
Good
Yana.
night.
Good night.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.